May I come in?
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Good
Morning.
morning, ma'am.
Have a seat, Rahul.
Thank you, sir.
Rahul, you are from Karauli, Rajasthan,
Yes, sir.
and you have done your IIT in electrical engineering.
Yes, sir.
From IIT BHU, you have done your BTech in electrical engineering,
Yes, sir.
and your optional is mathematics.
Yes, sir.
You are presently serving as inspector in Income Tax Department of Government of India.
So actually, I resigned few years back. But the resignation has not been accepted yet.
Actually, you have resigned.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are not working anywhere now.
I work as a freelancer.
Freelancer.
Yes, sir.
In which discipline?
So I teach students. Like during COVID period, many universities were closed. So there was opportunity to teach foreign students. So I teach foreign students mainly.
Any special reason for resigning from the service?
So the reason for joining was that I had certain family responsibilities. So when I realized that I can achieve my potential by dedicating my preparation, like dedicating more time for my preparation, that's why I resigned.
So, what is the subject that you teach?
So I teach mathematics, the same subject I chosen as optional.
Okay, so the sum of numbers, the first starting from 1, the first natural number, up to n. If you want to sum up from 1 to n, what is the formula for that?
So it is n into n plus 1 divided by 2.
Okay. Now, tell me, since you have remained at Varanasi for some time,
Yes, sir.
what are some of the social problems of Banaras?
So I observed the congestion is very much.
Social problems.
Oh, sorry, sir.
That is an administrative problem which you
Yes.
are referring to.
So as such, I can't recall
No
problems.
problem. No problem. Now, tell me why you had taken, you were inspector income tax, but you have not opted for IRS as the first preference, even though you have served that department. So, any reason why you did not want to opt for in the first instance? That is your third preference.
Yes, sir. So my first two preferences are IAS and IPS. So I see that they provide me more diverse opportunities and more leadership role.
So, what exactly the IAS is going to provide to you, or in general, civil services will provide to you? Let us understand that.
So initially, civil service provided me leadership role at like young age of myself, and it gives to opportunity to work in diverse fields. Especially in IAS, I can work as a development activities, and implementation of policies, policy formulations, and likewise in other services also there is vast opportunity. Even in IRS, there are internal departments like international relation companies, TDS, likewise.
Okay. Now, if I were to give you three names, one is Bill Gates, the other is Steve Jobs, and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes.
Now, who do you think brought disruptive changes? Out of these three, who brought the disruptive changes?
So I think it's Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay. Why?
So it's changed the way human interact with each other. Like earlier, human interaction was more, but the introduction of Facebook has led to people engaging more in their phones. While the Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, they introduced the operating system, which enabled people to work efficiently. But the more disruption was due to the innovation of Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay. Now, are Indians disciplined or indisciplined? Number one. And do you think that military training for a few years would do Indians a lot of good to bring about or inculcate discipline?
So generalizing all Indians as a disciplined or indisciplined would be wrong.
Okay.
So there are many
But
people.
all right, if I were to ask you, most of the Indians. Are they disciplined or indisciplined?
So it depends on the environment they are working. Like we observe that in airport and metro people are disciplined, but in bus station and railway station, the same set of person are indisciplined.
Okay.
So if we introduce the military training as you suggested, so indeed it will bring more discipline in the people.
Okay, my last question to you is, we have a neighboring country, which is Bhutan, which is the net carbon negative emission country.
Yes, sir.
What, how this country was able to achieve that? Can you tell me the steps, the reasons why? What are the things, ideology, which of Bhutan, why they emerged as a carbon negative country? We are not even carbon zero country, we are carbon positive country.
Yes.
So what is so special about Bhutan?
So first factor is the geography of Bhutan. It is located in the Himalayan region, so there more forest area. Second is the people of Bhutan are nature loving and they believe in that sense. Like India, we had Vishnu community who protected trees. So likewise, Bhutan people are adapted to that culture. And recently, the government policies like they increased the rate on the tourist visas visiting the Bhutan to compensate any kind of pollution happening in the Bhutan due to tourist arrival.
Okay, sure.
Why did you give IFS as the 11th choice? You are teaching foreign students, you said. You should have loved to go to IFS.
Yes, sir, indeed, IFS is a very respected and challenging job.
I know, but why your choice is so low?
So there are many factors. Like my first preference was to work in India. Like
You don't want to work outside India.
I can work first preference is to work in India.
So your priority is to work in India.
Yes, sir.
In Karoli, Ram Navami riots happened.
Yes, sir.
Some communal clashes were there. What do you think could be the preventive steps so that such riots could not take place?
So especially if we talk about Karoli, that procession which was going was happening after 3 years, and the routes of the procession was through the normal route as it used to have happen in the earlier times. But the administration could have taken more necessary action, like police could be deployed at the sensitive areas, and if such incidents occur, then the social media can be observed and the CCTV can be observed of that area to find the culprits.
But couldn't the administration divert the route, change the route? If it was happening, particularly if it was happening 3 years after a gap.
Yes. So actually, the route was the same as it used to happen earlier. So might be that administration was not suspicious of such riots and violence. So that's why the route was not changed.
But in any case, such since a procession was supposed to go through a particular route, what should administration have done in addition so as to ensure peace?
So recently, government has introduced guidelines like if there is any rally or procession, then it has to give the routes, the participant of the rally, and the way it will proceed throughout the way.
After that incident, so many things have been given out. Even the songs that you are going to play on the DJ have to be prior notified. But before the incident, what police could have done?
So police could have gathered more information, like if there is any such kind of stones were pelted. So if there is such allegation, then police could have acted better.
Okay. Now, in what ways do you think the Ukraine-Russia war has thrown up opportunities for India?
So there are opportunities in many sense. Like in international arena, Russian foreign minister has offered that India can be a mediator in this dispute. So it is the opportunity to be a global superpower and play a major role in the international arena. Second is economic wise, like supply chain has been disrupted and there is inflation in various markets. So India can take up the lead and the necessary commodities can be supplied. Like presently, wheat is being exported to the Ukraine and other regions.
To Ukraine? Wheat exported to Ukraine or somewhere else?
Somewhere else also, I think Ukraine also.
But this wheat export would lead to prices of wheat rising here, and it has already happened.
Yes, sir, it is happening.
Not good for the country, particularly when production has come down due to heat.
Yes, sir.
So that's an opportunity, or that's a
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wheat is causing trouble, but there is opportunity in other sectors also. Like we export other petroleum products, that engineering goods.
do we export petroleum products? Are we in a position? We are importing most of the petroleum products.
Yes, sir. We import, but we also export processed.
Process.
Yes, sir.
But where is the export going?
I'm not aware of areas.
Thank you.
Okay, Rahul, you told that there are leadership opportunities and there are possibility of making policies in civil services. So why do you consider yourself fit for civil services? These are the opportunities available to you, but why do you consider fit for that purpose?
So I think I have certain traits which are suitable to be a civil servant. Like I'm calm and composed. I'm dedicated to my work. I have a learning and exploring attitude. Even I'm resourceful. Like I do work very efficiently, even if the resources are scarce. And I do what I believe in.
So these are the qualities you think will make you a good civil servant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, what is the percentage of revenue of the central budget, Union of India's budget, from income tax and from corporate tax?
So it is around 22% approximately.
From income tax
Yes, sir.
and from corporate tax.
It is 20%.
You're not far off, but it's about 28%.
Thank you.
Now tell me, some leaders who were considered hero till recently now have turned into villains.
So I think considering anyone hero is with respect to some perspective.
There are some leaders who were considered great heroes till recently, and now they are turned into villains. Can you name some of them?
So like I would say, if we consider Putin, then it might be hero for Russians, but villain for Ukrainians.
No, not like that. Or the same people.
So I can't think of anyone.
Like Rajpaksa family in Sri Lanka.
Yes, sir.
They were considered heroes till recently, and now they're turned into villains. Their houses have been ransacked and put on fire. Now, your father is in a small business, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, e-commerce like Amazon and some other big companies have come up and they have introduced this e-commerce system where they do the delivery at home. So this small business has been impacted, obviously taking the livelihood of millions of Indians away. So what do you think about this? Should we ban these big, e-commerce companies?
Yes, sir. Indeed, the small businesses has been hurt. Even my father has felt this impact. But e-commerce is an innovation for future direction. It gives various various offers to the consumers. Like if I have to purchase some clothes, then I can order it online and get it delivered. Even I can get it replaced if there is any defect. So instead of banning, we can regulate the e-commerce market. Like recently, government proposed that there should be a limit if particular e-commerce retailer can sell on the e-commerce, and the e-commerce platform should be open to all. Even the government has proposed a open platform so that even a small businessman can approach that platform and do the online, utilize the online shopping market.
Do you think this is a good approach? We should continue with this.
Yes, sir, I think it is a good approach.
Now, tell me, my last question is, what is the contribution of India to the mathematics, to the domain of mathematics?
So India is a land of mathematicians since ancient times. We had Brahmir, Aryabhat, Brahmagupta. So they gave a decimal system. They gave the zero to the world. We say even the distance of planets and their rotation was calculated by our mathematicians. In the recent time, Ramanujan gave many theories which are even being explored till date.
The formula which you just recited, n into n plus 1 divided by 2, is given by whom?
I am not aware of it.
Ramanujan. Yeah. So, what was the major contribution of, say, Aryabhatta? Have you read any of his writings?
I have not read his writings, but I read his contribution in the planet system. Like he calculated the distances of planets and how they are moved in their rotation.
Okay, read this book called Aryabhatiya. It's a very small book running into few pages. It's very fascinating. Okay, thank you, Rahul.
Rahul, you have been a hockey player.
Yes, sir.
Which hockey you played?
So which hockey I didn't get the question.
Like tennis, there is a table tennis, there is a lawn tennis,
I play field hockey.
field hockey. Why it is called field hockey?
So it is played in the open field on the grass.
And what is your place?
So I played right mid half.
Where we stand when we compare with the other hockey playing countries? Where India stands?
So recently, India won bronze medal in men's hockey in Olympics. So earlier there was a lull period in the games of hockey, but now we are improving very fast. So even the women's team was at fourth place for the first time in the Olympics.
Is it sufficient? If we win a bronze medal, we have done our job? Or
No, sir, we have to continuously improve and bring the golden era of hockey, in where the Major Dhyanchand was the lead player, and India won 7 gold medals. So the continuous process should be there for improvement.
then why there was a decline after that?
So the major factor was the change in the nature of game. In 1980s, the Hockey International shifted the ground from the grass to the turf. So earlier, in the grass system, the players' ability and skills were main useful, but in the turf, the stamina became more prominent. So India had to adapt to such change practices. So there was this period of.
Anything related to individual hockey and team hockey?
So I'm not aware of any such thing.
Not aware. When we won the last gold in the Olympics?
It was 1980.
How we actually got that gold medal? What were the circumstances?
I'm not aware of those circumstances.
Not aware. Not aware about boycott of Moscow Olympic. What is the difference between penalty corner and penalty stroke?
In penalty corner, there are 4 players with the goalkeeper, and the opposite team takes strike from the line of the back line, and other player are outside the D circle. And in penalty stroke, there is only 1 player and 1 goalkeeper.
Which one we are good at? India.
So India is good at penalty corner.
But we were very poor in converting actually penalty corners into goal. That was the biggest weakness of Indian team. Now what has happened?
So in the meantime, like 2012 time, there was Sandeep Singh, who was known as Flickerman. He was very good at converting penalty corners.
Who is our coach? Indian hockey team coach?
Can't recall right now.
No,
Netherlands, I remember, but not the name.
Netherlands.
Yes, Netherlands player.
Just read about this. Just tell me, you were mentioning about the civil services. Now there is a general perception that the civil services are very inefficient and very corrupt also. What is your view? Is it inefficient and corrupt or not?
Sir, if you observe the growth trajectory of India, we have progressed a lot in civil service and civil servant.
No, no, you tell actually, I mean, whether it is corrupt and inefficient or not.
So there are certain persons who are corrupt and inefficient, but the whole civil service cannot be blamed for that.
It is not corrupt.
Yes, sir.
Have you encountered any problem while dealing with police or revenue or any authorities
Sort of corruption.
getting things done? Yeah. Corruption means getting things done. Whether it was smooth without paying any bribe, without delay. Do you have any experience?
Yes, sir. I had one. My brother was in college, IIT Kanpur, so he had to go to US for presentation of a paper. So at that time, to make passport, he has to get birth certificate made. So I had to make his certificate. Then I had to pay some bribe to the panchayat secretary because the time period was very less, and he was reluctant to prepare that certificate.
Of your village.
Yes, sir.
So how actually you feel when you have to pay bribe actually in your own village?
So I felt very bad because earlier I tried for 7 days, but he kept me moving here and there. But as soon as I paid, then he readily agreed. So it was very disappointing that a civil servant, a public servant is doing such work.
Okay, thank you.
And what was the sum you had to pay?
I mean, 500.
500. So 500 walks a long distance. Yeah?
Sorry?
I said 500 rupees can run. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. That time it worked.
Okay. Now, do you think, looking at all these incidents, that police reforms are absolutely essential?
Yes, ma'am. I believe police reforms are essential.
And what should be the most important ingredient when we bring in police reforms?
There are many challenges in police. So one could be how they deal with the general public.
Yeah, that is one of the most important ingredients. Now, there was a report on the police reforms which was submitted to the government, but which has never come into public domain. Why do you think this has happened?
Ma'am, I'm not aware of the report.
Padmanabhaiya?
Ma'am, there might be some allegation about the police system, so which government might be afraid of making it public, or the suggestion might be too much extreme. So those might be the reasons.
So then how will we go about reforming the police if the report itself is such a secret?
Ma'am, the report is with the government, and government can take steps so that it can improve police system slowly.
Actually, there was no public consultation. Like the farm laws, there was no public consultation before drawing up these reforms. And that is why it has not been made public. Okay, now you have presented a paper on energy conversion. What exactly was that?
Ma'am, I had an idea in my college time that at toll booths we have to supply electricity through long wires at remote location, and we have many breakers on the road nearby toll booth. So if we can make those breakers flexible, so when the vehicle passes over them, they can compress, and we can convert this movement to generate electricity, run the toll booths.
Okay. And where did you present the paper?
I'm in my college. There was a technical event. I presented it there.
So has it been taken up further?
No, ma'am, it was not taken up. I made certain calculation mistake in the projection.
Would you like to, make those corrections and then, because this sounds to be a good.
Yes, ma'am, I consulted some civil engineers friends then they said it might be difficult to implement because making breakers flexible would also impact the vehicles and there might be construction challenges. So I did not take it further.
Okay. Now, we are a religious country. You have also been in Banaras, which is one of the places to be in. What is the difference between religion and myths?
And religion is a guiding light for an individual. And myths are the stories associated with any particular event or happening. So sometimes myths are also a part of religion in a way that they guide the people for a particular cause. Like they can inculcate moral values even if there is a myth. So and this is the difference.
But we seem to follow the myths also with equal fervor than as with religion. Can you just give two examples? One where religion is followed very dedicatedly, and similarly a myth associated with it.
Ma'am, like in earlier times we had Sati Pratha. So it was considered that it is a part of religion. If there is any widow, then she should burn with fire of her husband.
That was a social practice or a religion?
And many social practices are derived from the religion. So it might be derived from the religion also. So social sanctions are sought in the form of religion.
Okay, what are your views on sati?
It is a very heinous practice and it should be banned. And currently it is banned also.
But is it practiced? In Rajasthan, I'm told in some areas it is still practiced.
It might be, but I'm not aware of any such practices right now.
Uh, my last question about child marriages. Child marriages are very prevalent in Rajasthan. So, if you are given charge of a district where child marriages are about to happen in the next one day, what would you do?
As a district magistrate, I would inform all the necessary parties. Like even in the village, Sarpanch, Asha workers would be informed that if there is any such practice going on, then they can inform the district administration. For the same, I would set up a control center in the district level so that if there is any complaint, we can act fast.
But these are normally large gatherings, community kind of marriages, 100, 200 take place.
Yes, ma'am, that will make the work easier. Like any person can report to the given helpline numbers and complaint numbers.
And then what will be your action?
Ma'am, I will direct the police administration to go there and stop that marriage and book the relevant parties who are found the culprit in that who are performing the marriage as per the Prevention of Child Marriage Act.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Rahul, we will take you back to the waiting room for a while. We will call you back for feedback.
Thank you.
Have a seat, Rahul.
Thank you.
So, Rahul, first of all, tell us when is your interview fixed?
It's 17th May.
And this is the first time you are appearing at civil services?
No, sir, it's first interview.
Interview is first.
Yes.
Okay. How do you think you will assess yourself in this mock interview?
So I think in general, I observe that I do not smile much, and that might be
I'm talking about the overall thing. What is your view about
the substance.
where you think you could have performed better, where you think you were absolutely fine, and whether knowledge is required or communication skills are required? What is your view? Just your take.
So I think in those questions of communal angle, I could have done better.
Okay. So, all right.
And communication skills might be better.
Okay, might be improved. Okay. Now, how many mocks have you attended before this?
I think 4, 5.
Five
Five.
before this. And how many more to go?
The 2.
Two more. So, Rahul, first of all, let me say that you are very good. Your performance in the mock interview was very good. Coming to some of the specific areas, we would like to say that you, and this is just by way of suggestion, so that you can come out with very good marks there. First of all, you will have to prepare a great deal on Rajasthan. We did not ask many questions on Karoli and Rajasthan, except one situation, which was projected to you. Now, Rajasthan, what are the things that you have to prepare? Now, the first thing, of course, is the elementary, the statistics of Rajasthan. So, about the geographical area, about the irrigation potential, what are the crops which are sown, and what is the power situation. Then about the culture, history, the food habits, the status of women, social evils, the industry there, what is the locational advantage of Rajasthan in terms of the corridors which are there, and then things connected with the strategic location of Rajasthan, and then certain things connected with the defense, for example, Pokhran and other things. So everything about Rajasthan. And one particular thing we would suggest to you that you can prepare is, if you have to market Rajasthan to someone who has come from abroad to invest heavily in Rajasthan, what are the things that you are going to project? The strengths of Rajasthan. Okay. Then generally prepare on the SWOT analysis of Rajasthan. Okay. Strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Then coming to Karoli, similar thing about Karoli also. What are the important landmarks, archaeological sites, if there are any, and so on, and the food habits and agriculture, the crops, etc. Coming to the electrical engineering, since you have done from Banaras, so the social problems of Banaras, what are the universities there, what are the important people in the spiritual front associated with Banaras, all these things you should prepare very well. What are the administrative problems in Banaras, and so on. So then coming to electrical engineering, a lot can be talked about the power shortage right now which has been experienced. What are the reasons for that? Why the voltage is in the multiple of 11? Okay. What are some of the important infrastructural projects which have been set up in India from independence, through the various 5-year plans? You are following them?
Yes, sir.
So everything about electrical engineering you should prepare. Also the concepts also, and so on. The laws also, physics laws also.
Yes.
The one reason you have written that income tax you are still serving, maybe at the time of filling of the form, you must have been serving in the income tax department.
So the last I went was in 2018.
But this form must have been filled recently. So why did you fill up that serving even now?
So I was not relieved, so I thought like
you have not been relieved. So even now you have not been relieved.
No, sir.
So what is the reasons they have said?
So there were some internal changes in department, like faceless came, and I was transferred multiple times from one place to another.
But that can't be a reason. Anyway, we will not go into that. But this is one question which they may definitely ask. Now coming to some of the aspects, because you said that you have resigned, so I did not ask you the questions. But please do prepare on the faceless, the pros and cons of that. There are many pros, but there are many cons also, and you know them very well. Okay, because when you are face to face, there are many problems of the assessees which can be taken care of. But in faceless, it is totally you are speaking to a wall through emails, and so many problems. Then Vivad se Vishwas tak, again, many things in reforms have been done in the income tax. And then questions may come on anomalies in the present income tax structures. Okay, if you were the, say for example, the finance minister, or if you were the revenue secretary, what changes would you like to bring about in the income tax? Okay. Then the questions regarding badminton, hockey again is questions were asked. Prepare well on hockey. Yes. NCC also, and also your love for teaching. What is the quality of a good teacher? So you must understand. Indian Foreign Service, why you did not give preference in the first, you have to explain that also. Your answer regarding why do you want to come to civil services in general was fine. Then coming to some other issues which were asked to you, and that was that Ram Navami riots, that communal situation which had developed. So the answer one were expecting was the preventive measures that were required to be taken before the processions actually came out. So a kind of a meeting with the stakeholders, so that you can tell them that these are the precautions you have to take, and apprise them that the administration is strong. In case there is a problem, then they must first of all try to contain the mischief mongers within their organizations. Okay. So the initial preventive action was necessary, and then in case the route could be changed, then you could have thought about the change of the route also, which you gave the answer. You said that for the last 3 years during COVID-19 it did not come out, so therefore there was no likelihood of that, which is fine. But then many preventive things could be done before that, before actual situation happens. Then in what ways Russia-Ukraine war has thrown opportunities to India? So that is a very important thing, because India has been able to export wheat. Of course, there are problems on account of that also, the increase in the price, inflationary tendencies, shortage of wheat. But there are many, this result of this conflict, there are many opportunities for India. You should do that. What if the India is asked to mediate between Russia and Ukraine? This kind of a question also come. Then what about the sanctions imposed by United States against Russia? And the world order, which is a single, unipolar or bipolar or a multipolar. Then situation of, the India's ties with China, Russia and other countries, and the recent, love kind of relationship which started with USA after many years. What is its effect going to be on Russia, US, Indian relation, and so on. Then things developing in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and the entire neighborhood, you should also. Then United Nations, the organizations, the various bodies of United Nations, find out about effectiveness, what are they are doing. WHO and UNESCO and ILO and so many organizations are there. Then coming to the income tax revenue, and this you were more or less near the figure, which is fine. But since even if you have resigned, there are likely to be questions on the direct taxes, indirect taxes, their share in the gross revenue, and so on. What is the challenge which this new GST regime has thrown up, and so on. And then coming to the issue regarding the leaders who have become heroes. So understand that the Sri Lankan Prime Minister was one. There can be many others also. E-commerce and India's contribution to maths was also by and large good. And hockey we have already talked. Then police reforms. So study not only police reforms but also the administrative reforms and electoral reforms. These 3 areas are very crucial. You must understand that. And then religion and myth, the differences, child marriages. In fact, all the social problems associated with Rajasthan, you were able to touch the sati pratha also and child marriage also. So there are many other things also. Yeah. In fact, those same social evils are also prevailing in other states also. So you study about that also. And lastly, but not the least, understand how district administration works, the role of the collector, and the public policies which have been framed by the government in respect of certain specific sectors like women, children, senior citizens. Read them, the entire act. Don't just read the name, because the remedies have been provided there. What is the conviction? What is the compensation? And so on. In all these acts, for women, for children, for senior citizens, and also for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes. And read the constitution and the economy of this country. So that's about it. It sums up the entire scenario. You are very good and you can really perform exceedingly well in your interview. Having done that, do you have any questions to ask?
No, sir, that's enough. But one suggestion I get in every mock, like I speak very low voice.
So you can particularly keeping in view the fact that there will be a mask before you. So therefore you will have to speak in a much louder voice and bring more energy into it. And since mask would be there, so nobody will be able to see your smile. But in case you are asked to remove the mask by the panelists, you can occasionally smile also, speak with more energy, more conviction, more enthusiasm, and there should be modulation in your voice. You can practice speaking before a mirror, which is going to make your communication skill very good. So your knowledge is good, your alertness is good. You are able to take even difficult questions with very ease. For example, the question regarding child marriages was also tackled very well. So that is the good thing, which that's your strength, where you can even take questions which can go either way. So whenever this question can go either way, try to follow the official line. Okay, do not go against the official line, and always back up your answers with examples, and always give the most important part of the answer as the priority number 1 for an answer. There may be many parts to the answer, but bring out the most important part. Your communication skills are fine. Choice of words, yes, there can always be improvement in the choice of words, but whatever your thing is, let it remain like that. Don't try to make artificial changes in that. You are good as you are, and you can perform very well as you are. So you have an excellent chance of making very good marks in the interview. Your knowledge is very good.
So I have one question.
Ma'am.
You said the Russian foreign minister has asked India to intervene, mediate.
So there was some news like,
Don't go by there was some news. Be definite.
yes ma'am, I read it in newspaper.
Check on that.
Ma'am, I
Okay.
checked.
Okay.
Okay. All the best to you. You will do very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
All the best.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.